Welcome in, everybody, and thank you for joining me here today as we go through 3 reasons why Michigan will beat Alabama and win the national championship. Now, Michigan, they're a team that has been in the playoff the last 2 years. First round exit. They've never made it past the semifinals. This video is not to convince you that they will win it all. This video is not to prove to you that they will win it all. It's just 3 reasons why I think, and by the way, I'm not even a Michigan fan. I'm a Michigan State fan, but it's 3 reasons why I do think the Michigan Wolverines have a very good chance of beating Bama and probably winning it all. So let's go ahead and just get right into them. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and thank you for watching, every single one of you. I do appreciate it. Reason number 1, Michigan's high-powered offense. Now, we all know that relationship between J.J. McCarthy and Jim Harbaugh. Their 3rd year together, and I think Jim knows what he has. And then you add in guys like Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards, Roman Wilson, and then you add in that O-line as well. It's just an unstoppable force. Michigan dominates the run using those 2 insane running backs, and then you got that O-line, which is maybe not the best this year, like as in the best in college football, but I would say they're right up there in the top 3 at least. They year in, year out, they have the best O-line. So, and that's what allows J.J. McCarthy to flow. It's what allows the run game to flow. And when you have not only a dominant run game, but you add in that factor of J.J. McCarthy being able to roll out, play action, and do stuff like that. It's just an elite offense. They don't really have any stud receivers, but you don't really need that. You got Colson Loveland, who's a straight dog. You got the Roman Wilson. You got Cornelius Johnson, who can do some things. And then, you got a few other guys as well. So it's, to me, just this offense, they're going to do well against Bama. I don't think it's going to be like, I think Michigan's probably going to score at minimum 27 points. So reason number 2, we have Michigan's defense stepping up. We all remember that TCU game from last year. 51 points. I know 14 of those came from J.J. McCarthy's pick sixes. But giving up 51 points to a TCU team, that was good, but they ended up getting held to 7 points in the national championship game. It was bad. Michigan's defense was very bad, especially in that second half. They were just getting destroyed. And but now you look at it this year. You got Will Johnson, you got Mikey Sanders still, you got Rod Moore. That secondary is just so elite. So Jalen Milroe, they don't really have that much of a run game now. Milroe can use his legs, so you can't count him out there. But when you look at Michigan's secondary, they're not going to be able to pass the ball very well. They're going to have to establish the run. They're going to have to get their running backs going. And I just think that after what happened last year, I think Michigan's going to be so much more better prepared this year and ready to go. I don't really think this Michigan defense is much better than last year's defense. I think it's pretty similar, to be honest with you. I think the secondary is a lot stronger, and I think that that's going to help them in this game. And I really do think that Michigan's defense is going to be a huge part. If Michigan's defense steps up, they will probably win this game, because I think their offense will be just fine. It's all going to come down to the defense, and I have faith that their defense will show up. I really do. So if their defense shows up, I think they'll probably win. If their defense plays 50% better than they did against TCU, they'll probably win, to be honest. So they need a big game from the defense. They need that secondary to lock down. I think their defense will step up and make the plays when they need to. So let's go ahead and move into reason number 3. Michigan is the most experienced team in probably all of college football. The Georgia game, we all remember that. The TCU game, we all remember that. This, I would say most of this roster has been a part of at least one, if not both, those games. And we remember that TCU game, how, just those, they came fired up after that Georgia game. They had the experience from the year prior. J.J. McCarthy, his first start in a playoff game, and they lose. And now it's like, all right, you get basically your entire team back. You lose a couple guys like Ronnie and a couple of linemen, Mazi. They lose a couple of guys, but then they add back Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards. JJ's back. You get a bunch of guys on your defense back as well. Mikey Sanders still, like Cornelius Johnson. You get even Roman Wilson too. You get all these guys back, and just like that, you're already, better from last year. You get more experience, as Georgia, they lose all their experience. The team that won 2 natties in a row, they're not even going to be able to compete for one this year. Michigan is the only team in this playoff that was in the playoff last year and the year before. I think Bama was in that first one, but outside of that, Washington, Texas, never been in it. I think, actually, I think Texas or Washington might have been in one. I can't remember which one, but for basically every team, it's their first one outside of Alabama. So it's Michigan. I mean, this is their third year. Jim Harbaugh, he knows what he's got to do. J.J. McCarthy knows what he's got to do. The defense knows they need to step up. This team's got a legit shot. If anyone's going to beat Alabama, it's going to be Michigan. That's just my opinion. I don't think Washington's going to beat them. I don't think Texas. I mean, even though they beat them earlier this year, I think Alabama's 10 times better than what they were at start the season. Jalen Milroe has been terrific. Now, how's he going to play against a better team? I don't know. I think Michigan's defense, like I said, will be able to step up if they can get pressure and stop Milroe from running. Michigan's going to win pretty easily. If Milroe runs all over them, it's not going to be that easy. And if they get the run game going, it's not going to be good because Milroe has a deep arm and he can throw it downfield. But all in all, I think Michigan's got a great chance to win it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I appreciate every single one of you for watching. I got a Detroit Lions video coming out later this week. Can't wait. See you guys soon. Peace.